Hi YouTubeez, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to draw some dogs and I'm going to try to explain what I do and how I do that. And these are our supplies. So let's get started. Okay, I've tried this a couple times explaining it and I don't do a great job, so we're gonna try one more time and then I'll just show you some dog drawings I did. But basically when I draw a dog, I start with a circle. And then I'll draw another circle. This represents their head. And you can put these little lines in to show where you're gonna put the eyes. This guy's gonna look slightly down. So then we're gonna add his little snout area over here. And that means his nose, which I'm gonna make a little triangle, would be probably right here. The more you do this, the more comfortable you'll get with it and the more you'll be able to judge where items should go. So this line isn't quite right. So we're gonna put his little eyeballs right there and we'll add in some droopy little ears. For tutorial purposes, I am drawing pretty dark. I don't recommend that. You wanna do your undersketch pretty faint so you don't get lost in a bunch of dark lines, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So we have like a sad little contemplative dog. You can add some, oh, he's been bad. He's done something naughty. Maybe he chewed up somebody's shoe. But that's your basic dog head. It's really easy. It's basically what? You got some triangles over here, another triangle, and a circle, and another. So very simple shapes. If you break things down in shapes, it's a lot easier for you to draw things. So let's do a little dog body. So we got their head, their snout. We're gonna make this one a little different. I'm gonna put their little ear in, their neck. Dogs have very thick necks because they got a lot of weight they have to hold up. And because of the power of their jaws, they have to have that support. So let's add a little, we'll do like a wiener dog. Let's add a little long body. Just doing a long oval. Put the little tail in, not so little, it's a little whipper, a whipper tail. And then we got, right here, we have like where their shoulder blades are. And it goes into that, I don't know what this is called. Their arm. And that goes down to their ankle and they get little foot right here. Right? Got another one, another little paw. And again, don't draw so dark like I am because you make it really hard to distinguish your shapes that you have drawn. Okay, put a little eyeball on him. The happy brows and a nose. He's cute. Okay, and then you got the back. So you have their hip, their little thigh. This is like their knee, and then you have their paw, which is like the ankle and the paw. So the back leg has a few more pieces to it. And this isn't exactly right. Like this should probably be shorter. This isn't proportionally accurate, but we can make it work and it's a good example of what to do. So you could have like the little back paw, maybe they're doing some weird dog stretch. I don't know. And this is their little paw, right? You know, I don't think I've ever seen a dog do that position, but you know, we're just drawing. It could be a thing. But basically, I just done shapes, you know? And that's all you really need to do. Just break things down into shapes. And let's say we have a dog that wants to look up. And look at references because you'll see how their faces sort of move. So I've added this line to show their little lip on their jowl, and then their neck would go down here, it's like the same width as their head. It doesn't really go in, like say for humans. Although ours don't really either. But when you draw it, you know, people have skinnier necks than probably is realistic. So we got this little dog and he's got his nose up. He's getting those messages in the air. And he's sitting, let's say, so let's draw his little chest in and draw his little feet, or his hips, sorry, because they splay out a little bit. And that, and then we can draw some circles for his front paws, right? And then we'll just darken those up a bit more. I'm not going for super accuracy either. So if it's a little off, it's a little off. If it's a little disproportioned, then so be it. But look at pictures of dogs and you can get a pretty good idea of what those shapes are that build them up. So this is kind of like drawing stick figures, where you have like a person and you have your stick figure, right? But instead we're using shapes to give it a little more volume. So if we were gonna draw a person, we would do their head, right? And their neck could be a square, and we could do a triangle for their body, and their hips would also be a triangle. And then you could have cylinders, or if you want to make it a little blocky, you could just do some long rectangles and triangles again. You can do circles, right? So drawing with shapes versus line just give you a little more volume to your drawing to go off of. Again, I would do this way lighter, but this works too, because then you can just put clothes on it and it's all good, right? It's got pants and they're good. They're happy. This guy's... I need to sharpen my pencil. Looking good. You can do that with dogs too, I suppose. I don't do it that way, but we got their little head, their neck, hips, and front legs, right? You can do it this way too. You can just break it down into whatever works for you, and then you can add, you know, their furry little body to it. But I think this way works better. So I recommend using shapes rather than just lines. Use your lines to define the shape you made. And there you go. We got little dogs doing cute little things. And this one's looking so sad. It's a sad dog. So there we go. That's a quick little, hopefully informative way of how to draw your animals. This is more like a cat. Snooty little kitty, right? Myself. I want to fill them in. So look at references or look at your own dog and just see what shapes you see building them up. So what is the shape of their body? Are they more square? Are they more of a barrel? Like my dog's pretty barrel chested. He's got a big old barrel of a body, and you can just build off of that. We already got a headless dog right here. That's his head. Let's combine it with this spring. That's creepy, but you know, we're just drawing. It doesn't even have little arms yet, but hopefully you get the idea. So break it down into shapes, and remember to do these under sketches lighter than I have done here. This is again just me trying to make sure that you can see what I'm doing, but try to be light-handed with your under sketch. The lines that you use to define those under sketches that you've done can be where you put a lot of character and texture and variation in the line. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you like to do very thin, delicate lines. That's a style, go for it. If that's what you like and you are comfortable with and that speaks to you, that's how you should be drawing. So it's great to get inspiration from other people and try to emulate what they're doing, but really you need to do what works for you. And maybe you really admire that person, so you want to do some drawings like them and figure out what parts of that drawing you also relate to and you can incorporate into your own work. So I really recommend referencing other artists. Don't share it online and don't claim it as your own, but sketch some and take what you can from it, learn from it, because they are showing you a way of doing something that you can adapt and make your own. So that's my advice. I'm not encouraging you to copy and steal other people's art, but you can definitely learn from other people by drawing like them in your sketchbook and figuring out how that style can translate into your own. So don't forget to draw every day. Do lots of sketching because you can only get better the more you do. So that's it. That's my little pep talk. Let's go look at some dogs now that I've drawn for you. We'll speed draw. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope I was helpful in showing you how to draw some dogs. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, hit the notification bell so you know when my shows are coming out. Well, I guess they're kind of like shows. Yeah, I post Tuesdays and Fridays, and I hope you're all doing okay in this crazy time that we're living in. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.